simultaneous equation. So I've got my simultaneous equation. So remember, within these, the x value is going to be the same, the y value is going to be the same. So I need to work to get the coefficient of either the x's or the y's the same. I'm going to work to get the x's the same. So I'm going to multiply all of this by 7 and all of this by 4. So I do 7 times by 4x is going to give me 28x. 7 times by 6 is going to give me plus 42y. And then 7 times by 5 is going to give me my 35. And then I'm going to go for 4 times by 7, which would be 28x, and 4 times by 5, which would be plus 20y, and then 4 times by 10.5, or negative 10.5, is going to give me negative 42. Okay, and remember, this is a calculator paper, so any of these multiplications you can always use a calculator to help you with. Now I'm going to take one away from the other. Okay, so I'm going to go for this equation, subtract this equation here. So 28x, take away 28x, leaves me with no x's. 42 minus 20 is going to leave me with just 22y. And then I've got my 35 minus 42 is going to equal 77. So now I need to do y is going to be 77 divided by 22, which is going to be a value of 3.5. So now I've got my value of y is 3.5. I'll substitute that back into one of my equations. I'm going to go for this one here because it's got a smaller number of y's. So I've got 7x plus 5 times by 3.5 equals negative 10.5. So I've just put the numbers in. So 5 times by 3.5 is going to be 17.5. So I've got 7x plus 17.5 equals negative 10.5. So now I need to move this plus 17.5 across. I'm going to subtract it. So I'm going to have 7x is going to equal negative 28. So then I'm going to have to go for dividing by 7. So x is going to equal negative 28 divided by 7, which is going to be negative 4. So I have my two solutions, so I'll write them very clearly so the examiner can see them. I've got my value of y equals 3.5 and x equals negative 4. Okay, so here are two questions for you to have an attempt of. Press pause. So, solve the simultaneous equation. 3x plus 2y equals 8. 2x plus 5y equals minus 2. So, I'll multiply this one by 2, this one by 3 to get my coefficient of x the same. This will give me 6x plus 4y equals 16. And then this one here will give me 6x plus 15y equals negative 6. So I'm going to do one, take away the other. So I'm going to go for this one, take away this one, I think, just to keep a positive number of y's. So 6x, take away 6x is no x's. 15y, take away 4y will leave me with 11y. And minus 6 minus another 16 will be minus 22. So my value for y is going to be minus 2. I can substitute that back in, so I'm going to substitute back into the first of my equations. So I've got 3x plus 2 times by minus 2 equals 8. So 2 times by minus 2 is going to be minus 4. So really I've got 3x minus 4 equals 8. So I add my 8 across. 3x is going to equal 12. So x must equal 4. So I've got my two solutions. Y equals minus 2. X equals 4. So the third question, if you haven't attempted this now, press pause. So solve the simultaneous equation. 6x plus 2y equals minus 3. 4x minus 3y equals 11. So again, I'm going to work to get that coefficient of x being the same. Okay, so two ways. I could multiply this by 4 or this by 6. If you're confident, you may notice that 12 is a common multiple of these, so multiply this one by 3, multiply this one by 2 and this one by 3. Like I say, I'm going to go for a basic process. I'm going to multiply this one by 4, multiply this one by 6. So 4 times 6 is going to be 24x, 4 times 2 is going to be 8y, 4 times minus 4 is going to be minus 12. 6 times 4x is going to be 24x, 6 times minus 3 is going to be minus 18y, and 6 times by 11 is going to be 66. So, now I'm going to take one away from the other. I can't avoid the negatives for this one, but I think I'm going to go for this one, take away this one. So 24, take away 24 is no, so no x's. 8y minus 18. Remember, it's taken away a negative, behaves like it's been added. So 8 plus 18 is going to be 26y. And then minus 12 minus 66. So that will take me to minus 78. So now I've got y is going to equal minus 78 divided by 26. So how many 26 is going to 78 would be 3. So y equals 3. Now I can substitute back into any of my expressions. I'll go for that first one. So I'm going to have 6x plus 2 times by, and looking back at my answer, I've got to spot, I've got the minus 78. So this should be minus 3 here, so it'll be 2 times by minus 3. So do make sure you're always checking your workings as you're going along, equals minus 3. So 2 times minus 3 will be minus 6, so this is really like 6x minus 6 equals minus 3. So if I add the 6 across, so 6x is going to equal 3, so x is going to equal 3 divided by 6, which would be 1/2. So I've got my two solutions clearly for the examiner to be able to see. Y equals minus 3, x equals 1/2, or 0.5 if you wanted to put it like that.